Hello everyone, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Rebar Ibrahim, and in this video I'll be showing you some detailed settings of RC column that you can do here in ProtaStructure before you can transfer your design to ProtaDetails to get the detail of the drawing. So how do you do the settings? This is a model that I've done here in ProtaStructure. It is just a simple model. Now I have designed it. If you check analysis here, you see that the PD analysis is active. And then if I go to design and then I click on column design, for example, you will see that all the columns have been designed. Okay, and then the same thing goes for the story beams and then the foundation. So what I'm just going to show you now is how you can do some settings of your column detail before you can transfer the drawing to ProtaDetails. But bear in mind that this is ProtaStructure 2021 version. For ProtaStructure 2022 version, it is still the same step. But for ProtaStructure 2018, you will still go to settings, but you will not find it on this kind of window. Okay, so you can just go to settings and then you just go to settings center. If you are in settings center, you can do a lot more. You can just edit your ProtaStructure environment and then your ProtaDetails environment. But that is not what I want to do. Okay, I will just go to my column and shear wall. So this is column and shear wall. Now under the column and shear wall, there are three things you can actually set. You can set your design. So under the design, you have two things to set. You can set your minimum steel percentages, like the column minimum steel ratios and others. Then you have another one, which is the parameters. So you can go ahead and edit some parameters. Now under the parameters, you have one which is the major one. You can see it's a design ultimate axial load. There are two options here, although the two options are in accordance to BS 8110 but of different clauses. For example, this one is clause 3.8.4.4 while this is 3.8.4.3. so the only difference is just the safety factor. You can see this is 0.35 while this is 0.4. So you can decide to use any of the two, but as default this one has been selected, so you can use this if that is what you want to do. So if you can change everything you can do here, that is fine. Now I will go to rebar. So when you click on rebars, you can have selection method. This you can just pick the bar spacing. Under the column containment, you have these options. One, you have b divided by h less than 1.8. b, that is the width of your column, while h, that is the depth of your column. So b and h is basically the section of your column. Don't get this confused. H is not the height of the column. The height of column is usually represented with L, which is length of the column, but the H is the section of the column. If you look at this rectangular view you have here, okay, so the width, what you have here from this point to this point, that is B, while what you have from here to here, that is H. All right, now if this is less than 1.8, you have four arrangement of your link. If it is greater than 1.8, you still have four different arrangements of your link. The first one is single link. You can see here you only have one single link, which is the rectangular link. That means you have two legs, okay? And then you can see that this one and this one, they are just connected with the tie bar, and then this as well. Now for the double link, you see you have four legs. This is triple links. You have three different links, and then this is cross link, okay? You can see it is two links, but it is in cross shape. Now if you look at this, depending on the number of link that is needed, for example, if you need a single link when your b over h is less than 1.8, this is the kind of shape it will use for single link. But whenever a double link is required, you can click on it. So whenever a double link is required, it will provide it as well, okay? Then for triple link, you can also use this, and then just click on everything. So when you do this, depending on the number of link that is required for your column, it will provide them adequately. For example, if two links are required, it can either provide the double link, which is this one, or provide the cross link, which is this one. This one will be provided when you need three links, okay? And also, if b over h is greater than 1.8, you can allow the program to pick any of these arrangements depending on the number of link that is required. Okay, so these are all things you can do on the column containment. You have wall. Wall is another structural element, but the design is similar to column. That is why you always have them combined. So under the longitudinal bars, you can decide to change the minimum steel that you want to be used for your column and the maximum. Now you can see your minimum, the minimum column bar size that you can use for your column, the minimum is Y16. However, you cannot change that. You can see you only have Y16 as the minimum. So the program, which is ProtaStructure, does not even give you a chance to use anything below Y16 for your column. Okay. Also, for the maximum, what is provided here is Y16. So when you are designing and you go under the edit material to pick the diameter you want for your column, it is advisable you use Y16. So it will provide the adequate number of Y16 that is required. When you use Y20 at times, the program might misbehave while designing your column. So it is advisable to use Y16 because what is here is Y16. But if yours can make you to select more, then you can just change your maximum to, let's say, Y25. Okay. But for the wall, you have option to choose many. You can see for your minimum, you can see the minimum is Y10, while your maximum can be Y25 or Y20 or whatsoever. Okay. And then you have many more minimum column steel bar spacing. For example, if you have 4Y16 arrangement of steel bars, let me show you what I'm saying here. Let's just see the bar containment. You see here, what you have here is 8Y16. You can see you have 3 at the top, 2 here and 2 here. So the distance between this bar and this bar, the minimum you can have is 25 mm. But if you do not want that, you can actually change that. Okay, but what is here as default is 25, and that is not bad. Okay, so what about the maximum? 200 is fixed, so you can decide to increase it or reduce it. So that is not bad. I'll just leave it unchanged. And then you can go ahead and change many more. All right, so what about the links? The minimum link, what you have here is Y8. That's not bad. And then the spacing, the minimum spacing is 100. Now this is the thing. Whenever you are designing a column and then there is high shear force that require the spacing to be less than 100 mm, automatically there will be a failure in the design of the column. So automatically you have a failure in the design of the column. But if you reduce this to be 75 and then your design gives you 75, then you will not have a failure. Okay, but this 100 is good enough. It is good enough. For the maximum, 300 is not bad. Okay, and then this is 25, and then just leave this as 300. Okay, and then so I'll just go to detailing. So under the detailing, you will see general, you see elevation, and then you see your schedule. Okay, now under the general, this has to do with the general settings. Now, for example, under the general, you have one which is the single link type. When you have a single link, okay, which is one leg. So how do you want to have it? Do you want to have your hook to be at one side or the hook to be at both sides, just as this? This is what is there as the default, but I prefer to use this where I have hook at both sides. Okay, now you see the kicker, the depth of your kicker is 75 mm. This is the default that we use on site here in Nigeria. So what is here is also 75. If you wish to exit this to about 100, it's still not bad. Okay, so it must not be 75 all the time. It can be anything. All right, so you can go ahead and then change all of this. Another one is the Rebar bob control, the bob of your column at the top. You can see here you can decide to have your column and then it's just return like this, or you can have it to return back into the beam, something like this. So you can have it like this too. It is still not bad. Okay, and then for your elevation, you can go ahead and do all sorts of settings you wish to do. Then the last one under the column detail is the schedule. Okay, so under the schedule, what you have here is just the beautification of the detail. For example, the arch, and then anything you want for your arch, and then many more. So this is everything you have to know about the settings of your column design, your column rebar, and your column detailing before you can go ahead and then do your design, and then you want to transfer it to ProtaDetails, and then you want to export it to, let's say, AutoCAD or any CAD software that you use to edit your detail further. So if that is all, then you just click on OK. Alright, so this is everything you need to know about the column settings pertaining to the design to the rebar settings and then the detailing. So you just do all this. If this is active, then you can just go ahead and then do your design. Although if you don't make any editing to this, the default will be used, okay? But you can just go ahead and then edit it to what you like. So this is all for the column settings. In another video I will go more to talk about the beam, which is more elaborate than the column. So I wish to see you there. Thanks for watching.